our screen. As
Yasuo, and you're running it against Icon, who's already pulled it out with the Diana combo. So IG are like running it back against them.
We got the Hasaki fall. This is like one of my favorite compositions to run. I love this combo, the Diana and that Yasuo. It is such a sick combo where if you're able to obviously hit a few people with the Moonfall, you pull them all in, you get that instant ult off the Yasuo, and especially if you pair that with like the Rakan, who's able to get the quickness and get a knock up on top of it, the Sett as well. That is such an insane wombo combo for IG. This is actually like, I love this composition from IG. It feels like a huge amount of a setup for Rookie, which is what we wanted to see IG do, play more around Rookie.
Let's see if Rookie's Yasuo brings it off the ground. Welcome to Summoner's Rift here for game number 2. As we said, LNG mugged IG. They took all their money and essentially left a couple of holes in the side of their belly. Game number 2, IG have patched up, but let's see if LNG are able to expose those wounds again. Bit of a long analogy, but we got there in the end. Dagda, another big thing. Ale on Camille. You and I were talking about game 1, his success. Camille for Ale is his bread and butter. He has shown he can carry side lanes on this pick so many times, and it looks like an LNG comp that can help succeed, help that top lane succeed, rather.
And it's been Ale's most played champion so far. This is going to be his 5th game played on it. He's got an 8 KDA. Like, this Camille has been so damn strong. Now, Will into the Sett matchup, need a little bit of time to scale into it. Sett definitely has control of those early stages, but if we can get some aggression from Tarzan up towards that top side, can facilitate that a lot. But for LNG, I think we're going to be waiting a little while. Like, we've got the Camille, likes to get towards that Divine Sunder, Ravenous Hydra build, light. Also going to be waiting for that Kraken Slayer in towards like your Infinity Edge as the 3rd item. So you've got a lot of time before we're really in a position for LNG to pop off.
I love that from Rookie. He hit 2 immediately, uses Sweeping Blade, then goes for the Tempest. And Icon has to burn the Flash in response. This is going to be a fun matchup because Dagda, turning topic from that top lane, remember that you and I were going to do a segment on Icon versus Rookie. You and I were going to talk about this mid heavily. It is the Fleet Footwork versus Conqueror for Icon, but remember that a lot of the Sylas matchups will take Conqueror into melee, and of course we're looking at Yasuo, so a lot of the time he'll just try and survive the laning phase and put himself in a favorable position with Fleet Footwork as well.
Yeah, the big thing we wanted to highlight was just how impactful Icon has been. 11 MVP performances, and maybe Tarzan looking to make that a 12 with the gank in the mid lane.
He'll get the Audacious Charge, and it's Flash for Flash. Icon, Rookie, both don't have that summoner available, so good timing from Tarzan.
Yeah, they just about managed to get that now. Burn that. It means that as well, then you even up that lane matchup as we were just talking about. But LNG, again, putting a lot of pressure on this bottom side, and especially for like Lwandy, they have so much control over this bottom lane in the early stages. Kalista is a champion that likes to snowball, but struggles in those super long range matchups. And especially when you got Lwandy, who's able to put our control bell on in these early stages with the flays, it means that you've got no real control over this bottom side of the map. And you can see Puff already having that lane deficit and the wave pushing out for him. LNG have a great opportunity to just freeze that wave and punish Puff even more.
But what can IG do in the mid lane? Here comes the gank. Rookie is level 3 versus level 4. Icon's already bullied him out, and Shun can't get himself in with the Lunar Strike. And while we're kind of looking at these ganks come through mid, while we've seen both junglers trying to impact, Dagda, I want to remind our audience a little bit about what these comps do, and it's a great chance for you to explain it. You already talked about the range that Kalista struggles dealing with, but I want to note that, hang on, Ale got the solo kill onto neny. The shield comes through, flashes away, but it's almost one hit to make it easy. And easy it is. Ale solo kill territory on his favorite Camille.
And we said that this guy is so well renowned for this Camille. He is so damn good on it, and you're seeing it there. The solo kill onto neny. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, because we said already, Ale is a reasonably good matchup there, but fortunately not going to be the case. And now, Bowlan.
Oh, Death Sentence almost goes past a Puff. Lwandy was thinking ahead. Unfortunately, that Foresight doesn't reach for the 80 carry. But Dagda, that's big. That's really big, because for LNG's composition, I guess we can start there. If the side lane gets ahead, I mean, you got Sett, you got Yasuo. It's going to be pretty hard late game to match the Camille, who's going to have so much priority within the lane she picks.
Yeah, exactly. And look, at this stage, you've got... Ooh, hang on, Tarzan.
I get a chance. I just want you to tell me the comps, but instead LNG want to brute force IG in the bottom lane. A kill goes over to another late scaling, this time AD carry. And LNG have 2 on the board.
All right. Wombo combo for IG, 1-4 late game scaling LNG. Let's just push past this,
Well
all right? Move on. Because, oh my word, we're having action back and forth. And already, like, 1,000 gold lead at the 5-minute mark. Dragon is well up and available for LNG. And especially, like, Kalista as a champion is someone that loves to prioritize these early objectives, right? Because she gets a lot of lane priority in general. But Ale now... Actually,
now he's over to the mid lane. The hookshot, walkshot goes into the ultimatum. He'll have to launch out as Balan's already roamed around. Ignite down immediately. Rookie doesn't really have the damage with the double dagger setup. And now he'll be turned on. A good little Steel Tempest. He runs for the heals as Shun shows himself, but Tarzan ready to duel. Fisticuffs could continue as even Lwandy's now here.
I love how much attention we are getting from IG towards this mid lane, because the Hasaki fall is the, like... the entire function of this composition, right? You want the Yasuo and this Diana to be ahead, but I'm pausing for a second.
Oh, he stole the quickness. Great ulti, has great AP scaling, and it's shown on your screen. Icon now has to get out, though, because neny wants to make the engage. Takes 3 turret shots and a chain lash. neny could have been caught out there. Unfortunately, Lwandy didn't have the Q up and available, so he'll live for now. And Dagda, you said attention mid lane.
Yeah, because honestly, I think getting Rookie ahead or getting Shun ahead through this mid lane matchup is exactly where you want to go. Now, the 2v2 isn't that strong in the early stages, which is why we've seen it being a little bit quiet. But when Rookie does hit that level 6, he's got a lot more control. Trying to see if they can play into that matchup against Icon while the flash is down, but unfortunately Tarzan there to try and facilitate a lot of those plays, so it means that we're not getting IG getting their advantages in this mid lane, whereas for LNG, because of the range advantage in that bottom side, Light's getting ahead. Ale already got a solo kill for himself, so the only place that IG really got control right now is in that mid lane, but level 6 hit soon for Shun. Maybe they can double down on the plays mid.
Maybe they can if they're able to find that Hasaki fall that now will be up and available. Because remember, Moonfall a moment's away for Shun, but Rookie now has that last breath. Icon will be able to take it as well, and he can achieve it when he gets the abscond, abduct, the mini knockup that comes through there. We'll see it in action now as both miss for a moment. Shun shows himself. Level 6 now, Moonfall is acquired. And when you talk about the all-in of this comp, Dagda, I just want to note while we have a stale moment that once IG's comp goes in, it is really hard for them to get out again.
Yeah, I mean, you're over short range.
In action.
They got
Still
in.
Tempest, Hasaki fall! Dagda, you got it, but Tarzan's still alive! The stolen Moonfall was better for Icon! Oh no! The message used in the wrong way, and LNG will not drop a member.
LNG have just been outperforming IG at every single one of these objectives.
Damn straight.
Even now in the early stages. They don't have the burst damage to kill Icon or Tarzan, and they're able to turn that fight around in favor of LNG. Blue buff now going the way of Tarzan. Nice little boon, but the dragon is the more important thing. That's what a lot of these fights are happening over, but Reset coming in for Tarzan doesn't feel comfortable with IG coming back onto the map, that they can burst that down quick enough.
Dagda, I don't want to call it too early, but 8 minutes in, a kill on everyone but the support. You have a Jinx, you have a Camille, Sylas as well, the ball's already rolling. Going up against the Yasuo, Kalista, short range people, even like the Sett, right? This is looking so hard. As we saw, IG actually started this with Shun in the backline.
Yeah, they couldn't quite get Tarzan with that as well, and they couldn't quite get Icon in that combo as well, and it means that when Tarzan gets that Crescent Guard, resets the fight, puts IG into a really uncomfortable position because Rookie gets stuck on the far side of the fight. Same when you look at Shun on the Diana, and they're able to pick off the members of LNG, and they just can't finish off Tarzan despite how low he was. Now, Tarzan foregoing the Dragon for the moment, going back up towards this Rift Herald and trying to see if he can use this to get the plates and snowball again each of the lanes that are already ahead.
Lwandy, no death sentence as he tries to catch Shun in rotation. Dark Passage for the...
Oh,
what?
Tarzan.
I guess that's a misclick. Now he has to pay the price. Moonfall once again, the Fox laid bare. Backline Icon is a menace though, and IG have committed. We've got a 4v4 as AD carries haven't joined. Super Mega Death Rocket was going to get the kill, but it's taken by Ale on the backline. Icon is 1v3. This guy on Sylas still not dead. Dark Passage to get him out. neny trying to do the same, but he comes way too close. Ale lives, Icon lives, and it's only a 1-for-1 Dagda, but boy, was that good to watch.
It was the greatest bait in the history of baits. Puts down the Rift Herald, and IG like, this fool, we've got him. We can now go for this. And it turns out that it's actually just to get a couple of kills back in the favor of LNG. No charge on the Rift Herald though, so unfortunate that they didn't get the master plan off. Nearly able to finish it off there, but either way, now IG, they move back onto the map. They're trying to get control over this dragon, because honestly, being 11 minutes into this game and no dragons is kind of nuts. Like, we've seen way earlier prioritization of the dragons usually, but again, for LNG, they're kind of okay because they are the late game scaling, but yeah, we'll get to see it here. Like Tarzan.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. IG go for the engage. Ale's over the wall here, so if they could have burst people out, it could have been great, but Lwandy's got the stopwatch there to keep himself safe. Baolan is way too deep on this fight. Tarzan's got a heap of damage as well, and the Moonfall, like the Hasaki Fall play that we were talking about, not really hitting on towards a lot of the key members and able to burst them down. neny tries his best, but he falls as well, so in the grand scheme of things, it works out as a 2-for-1 in favor of LNG.
I just love, Dagda, that both solo lanes, you know, it was neny on one side, it was Icon on the other. Just decided, okay, we're gonna 1v3 and see how far we can go, and Icon doesn't manage to get a kill in the backline, but he manages to get out. And neny does the same, but ends with his death. Ladies and gentlemen, IG get their first kill, and Brazil shaking in fear as they watch the scoreboard. It's a 3k gold lead for LNG. 6 kills to their name, 2 on the Sylas, 2 on Ale's Camille, who started off the game with a solo kill. Dagda's got his Divine Thunderer, and we know that Ale might be down in CS, but in these trades, neny's going to have to watch out.
I mean, across the board, man, right? Divine Thunder there, we were talking about Ravenous Hydra being really where this pops off, but in the top lane matchup, but Sylas 202, Everfrost going to be coming through for him very, very shortly, which actually makes it relatively difficult for like Puff, Rookie, even Shun to have some of these big engagements, because you've got to deal with further CC coming through from Icon, and even in the bottom lane, right, you've been accelerated towards Kraken Slayer's Light, so LNG in such a good spot as Icon once again stealing away this Moonfall and making sure that he can actually have these big engagements as well.
So many good ultis to steal away, right? I mean, you can take Kalista as a Sylas if you choose. You just have to make sure you partner. You get the Kalista passive because you can buy the spear in the shop. You partner with someone on your team and you can throw them in too. Someone like Tarzan would be a lot of fun as IG looking on the hunt. Baolan gets away with the battle dance. He's the one to set up the engage here.
What you actually do as Icon is you partner with Light, and you toss in Light just to troll them.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way you go.
That's true. But to be fair, I'm glad they give some, some control to the AD carry or whoever you partner with in that ulti. Otherwise, yeah, it's kind of be a little bit troll, like Palm Kench having a field day. Dragon going to be started though, Dagda. You talked about how late it is, 13 minutes in. First Dragon only goes down, but I mean, for LNG, probably don't care too much. The game going out, delaying out with no potential solve for Invictus Gaming, especially now that you've gotten the first Dragon, is very good news.
Yeah, you're under no pressure as LNG, right? Like, you have champions that still scale relatively well on IG, like...
Oh my god, Rookie. This is solo kill territory. Moonfall's there, last breath, no. That's the Kingslayer, almost to take down Rookie. The rocket! Yeah, the wind wall was wrong as well, but Rookie still survived. But Icon, man, he's flexing on the world champion mid laner in this game.
I don't blame Rookie for that one. That's a panic moment if I've ever seen one. Just throw it out, keep me alive, I don't care. But it's a swing and a miss. Doesn't matter, he manages to escape away. But either way, Icon again controlling this mid lane. And this was why we wanted to highlight this guy, right? Like, Icon, you don't really think, oh yeah, dominating performance, at least from his previous splits. This guy is highest CSD at 15 for a mid laner. He averages nearly 10 CS difference at the 15-minute mark, and like, he's been absolutely unstoppable. Now behind the CS here, but he's got 2 kills to his name. He's been obviously controlling Rookie so damn well, and we gotta give it to him. Like, this guy, his champion pool, insane. His MVPs, top of the leader as well. Like, Icon kind of has it all right now.
He does, and he's playing one of his best splits. You and I had a segment talking about his 2018, 2019. I think 2018 was a little better, but 2019 and even 2020, some of the worst splits of this man's career, who was the stand-fast player of OMG. Remember that Icon's been playing League of Legends since 2016 spring. This is his, what, 5th year? 5th and a half year of League of Legends, and only recently has he come to LNG and left the OMG squad, which I think has just been a brand new player in this mid lane.
He looks so good. And look, we talked about it, right? Like 12 unique champion picks now with the Malphite being added in. Yep. Like, this guy is not repeated a huge amount. It's basically been like Ryze, Sylas, a couple of others that he's actually like played more than once, but it's been incredible to see his growth. And honestly, LNG as a whole, right? We've been hitting on like Lwandy. At least in spring, really started to make a name for themselves for me. I think Lwandy definitely top 4 in support roles that we have right now. This guy's been absolutely insane. So I think especially for these guys, like to see their growth from a team that were like, you know, 14th, 15th place, they're not going to do so hot, to now top of the leaderboard and sitting undefeated.
And looks like this series could just be theirs as well. It's 6-1. Let's be realistic with the game. With this Herald going down and going to IG, that's great, but LNG are always trading. It's a 4K gold lead at 16 minutes in the game. They've got 1 dragon to their name as well, and the most important thing is that this Camille is so comfortable in the side lane. IG need multiple members, including this Sett, to stop her, and at this point, this is what they're going to try and do, see if they can kill Ale.
Yeah, and you can see, like, they're trying to go, right, we need to make these plays happen. We have Rookie and Shun that have this really nice combo. If we can get that into a lane, fantastic, we can probably get a couple of kills, but they're not actually finding those moments of opportunity. You can even see LNG again reading them very well. Icon sitting up here in this top lane. They're trying to bait IG into making these plays and turn the play around then with this Icon Ale combo. So again, LNG reading the map state really well, trying to see if they can play against what IG are trying to do. And it's become kind of a staple, especially with Tarzan coming in, that they just know what their opponents are trying at all points in time.
Have a lot of wave clear up here as well, pushing the wave in after neny's spotted. Deep vision as well. LNG have been the team with better vision in this whole series, but better damage as well. As we said, the dive come through. Icon as well, a little bit caught out, but into the corner. Balan gets a great knockup, but the damage isn't here yet. Shun was not close enough, and Rookie, of course, nowhere nearby alongside Puff. So LNG get away quite easily, not even having to burn a summoner.
Yeah, Balan gets put into the bold corner, but luckily enough, he's got anti-Shun there to make sure that she takes him by the hand and brings him back out of that one, so keeping the support safe. But again, like, it's LNG who are making the plays, IG trying to react, and they come out worse for wear. Now they got that top lane pressure, already that bot lane terror's gone as well. Mid lane is the only one left standing, and the wave clear for IG isn't that great. Like, you are an incredibly short range composition, so trying to defend against these sieges, especially against the Jinx, is going to be so damn hard as IG.
And that's the biggest thing. It's like wave clear, sure, if they can get up to the wave, not half bad. But you're right, the short range of it makes it difficult, especially when you're looking at the Yasuo, who has mortal reminder. He's gone for this first item because we have a Sylas, we have a Camille, we have a Zhao, we have a Jinx. Everyone heals, and now Rookie wants to stop one of them in their tracks. TP's in, and IG have to get the hell out of there, because that's Ale with a hookshot, wall shot, and on the backline, Shun has been cornered out. IG getting picked apart to the pieces. Puff can't join in, over the wall. He too will die as neny sets it up. Ale, though, still lives on, and Invictus Gaming make it look like kindling this game, Dagda. LNG, put him in the furnace.
And Shun isn't even there. LNG just pick off IG in a 4 versus 5. Dragon now up and available for LNG to take. Bot lane turrets available, mid lane turrets available. This gold lead is going to balloon past the 7,000 that's already there. We're looking at 9,000 at the 20-minute mark. LNG, they're destroying Invictus Gaming. This series is not even close. I tweeted at the start of the day, I'm ready for the 9 series day.
Yep. I'm
going to be done nice and early.
I mean, this series will be over in less than an hour. That's always a good sign for the winning team. But for Invictus Gaming, I mean, we can just kind of flash back to they've had moments of brilliance when Rookie's been on carries, but this game they've been totally outclassed in what seems like every single role. As IG opted in for this one, but Ale had TP, so where are you going to go?
Yeah, and I think we're seeing a little bit of like Rookie and Shun working together, right? But it hasn't always been as clean. And I think that's kind of the big factor here is when you've got this combination that we're talking about, you need like Shun and Rookie to be on the same page, but LNG have been doing a great job of kind of keeping Shun out of this mid lane, making sure that they're not getting that 1-2 punch off, and now LNG, they're the ones that are in control. Bot lane has been a disaster for IG all series long. I mean, Baolan back into the LPL, and it's definitely not the game that you wanted to see from him to start things off.
It's not. I will say though, like, it feels like Baolan's result is a result of Invictus Gaming, but more so this game has definitely been caught out a couple of times. I think game one had a great Bard performance, but IG kind of fell to the side. The biggest thing for me is, oh, Tarzan's going to go in. I'll hold that thought. Is he alone, though? The answer, no. Light hitting over the wall. Look at his damage while Icon's in as well. That's AoE with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Super Mega Death Fight for Invictus Gaming. You thought you found a pig. And then there's LNG. Rookie as well. Hits the pavement once more. And as LNG put the teeth on the gutter and pressed down, Invictus Gaming are sent back into the hospital.
And it's the rocket into the showstopper that has LNG destroying IG. That was such a nice combo at the end of that. And now, Baron, bang on the 20-minute mark. Like, look at the items on LNG right now. You've nearly got 3 items already completed for Light. He's like 8 minutes ahead of where he should be. You look as well as at Icon, who's already going to have his Zhonya's completed. This guy's a monster. Like, LNG... The gold lead is just out of control at this stage.
It is. And what do you do if you're IG? I mean, you have a composition that has a Kalista or a Yasuo, champions that, if they fall behind and don't snowball, can be pretty useless. LNG, it was Tarzan who bought time with a stopwatch. You're like, well, this could only end poorly.
Yeah, and look at that. That rocket in towards the showstopper from Icon on the back line. And it's all ripping money out of IG's pocket. IG, they've got no hope. Like, I'm sorry, but this game's done for.
Dagda, you know, when you were talking about this being a 9-game day, that wasn't the most embarrassing thing. It was me saying that I think IG's going to be the team to beat LNG. Obviously, that's not the case. It's anything but an LNG about to go 7-0. All they have to do is close this game out,
but who beats LNG?
I mean, the question's there. This team, I thought, was tragic in playoffs. I thought, oh, LNG, there's no way they're going to be better than a first-place playoff team at best in 2021 summer. And that's why every time I do power rankings, I get a little sadder as Ale moves into the front. She's like, hey, Rookie's there for me. Flashes away, and the quickness may not get them out. A Super Mega Death Rocket, great damage again. Rookie goes to his death, and LNG are picking apart the pieces once more. This is a massacre. It's not PG. It's not even MA. It's R-rated, and the children are not allowed to watch this. Icon going deep again. The blood on the ceiling, the floor, the walls. Invictus Gaming are being beaten at their own game. You like blood? LNG were born with it.
Ale just nearly accidentally killed Rookie. He tried to hookshot, wall shot out of the fight and nearly killed Rookie just off of a combo. That is so depressing for IG. But look, here we go.
Oh my
there you
God.
go. There's the ace. There's the game. 24 minutes in. My God, LNG destroyed them.
Dude, this team out of left field, the biggest thing is not this game, but LNG continuing to surprise the heck out of us. As Rookie, I don't think you're going to survive this either. Arley's back in. IG thought, nah, they're not going to go for us again. Baolan uked out of existence. LNG, 4 members strong. Neny's in there, a 2-man knock-up, but they don't have any damage. You know the result here. Invictus Gaming, Dagda, I said it. It doesn't matter if it's 5k up or down. They're going to make the same play. LNG remain undefeated. The LPL's biggest news is that this team came out of left wing and is dominating the competition.
And again, who actually beats them? We have seen JDG fall to this team. FPX fall to this team. RNG fall to this team, and now IG added to that notch on the belt as well. LNG have been on a tear, and no one has been able to stop them. Like, the fact they've beaten both of our finalists and are now making their way through everyone else in the competition is absolutely insane. The only thing that upsets me about LNG right now is that we have to wait until week 8 and week 9 to see them face off against top esports and EDG.
True. Dagda, we've also got week 6 WE and OMG, and OMG's looking good, so I'm hoping that there are teams that can test it, but IG's not one of them. The 2-2 team now 2-3, and it's just very much like IG to look absolutely dominant against, who was it? I think it was against Suning in week 1, they looked pretty good. Ultra Prime, they 2-0'd and kind of smacked them. I'm always so confused by this team. It's just hilarious ever being a fan of IG. But all the props go to LNG today. This was by far another one of their strongest games. And game 2 wasn't even close. It was always the counterpunch. Knowing that IG were waiting for them and they thought, well, we'll wait for them waiting for us.
I'm still laughing at Ale nearly accidentally killing Rookie.
Yeah,
That may be my favorite moment of this whole thing. But yeah, here you go. Look at that gold craft. Absolutely beautiful. A very nice escalation coming through from LNG. And again, a composition that, you know, was destined to go towards late game, but they end up getting a lot of these early fights. We saw those early skirmishes in River going the way of LNG. So the Icon has a couple of kills. Tarzan has a couple of kills. Ale getting the solo kill in the top lane. LNG just outclassed IG essentially across the board.
Dagda, I don't know how many Nelson jokes we still have, but it's 7-0. There's one in there somewhere that someone will have to funnel out. The first couple of wins are like, oh, well, Nelson's gone. And, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This squad's amazing. A big shout out, of course, to anyone who's been a Snake fan in the past. I think at this point, you start feeling a little bit more confident. I think it was either Kelsey Moser on Twitter or a couple of Twitter analysts came through and said, dude, LNG, you shouldn't get your hopes up because much like Snake in the past, they look good at the start of the split and then they roll off a cliff. It was Tarzan who's MVP, by the way, once again. Dagda, so well deserved. Like, I honestly, I didn't call it in the fight, but those Crescent Guards, those ultimates that we saw were the reason the Super Mega Death Rocket came through, the great Hextech ultimatums. His ultis were on point this game, and Tarzan has been a different member coming through who, better than the Griffin Tarzan for sure.
Yeah, he's looked absolutely amazing. And I mean, look, I think it speaks volumes to him that the early control that he's had has been so damn good, right? He's been very good at getting into lanes, starting to get the lanes ahead, but also just consistently trading every time something's going on. And I think that was the big thing that was lacking from LNG in spring, was we'd see a play happen on the bot side and Tarzan isn't really there to try and help out, and the whole map starts to fall apart, and LNG's mid game really struggles. But now we get this strong early game, a very strong mid game, and they're able to take these wins against our top teams in the LPL.
How far will they go? Because 7-0 is already good enough in my books to say, well, that was the bottom of our playoffs in last split.
Yeah.
7 was kind of the absolute cutoff. So LNG setting themselves up strong. But folks, that's only the second series. We're 3 series days on the weekend. And to finish off your week, EDG versus